feels like a cage, a prisoner of rage. I close my eyes and I see red. The brighter side of me is dead. But don't you walk away from me. I'll try to chase you if you leave. But I can't be the one that you call on, 'cause I'm just too far gone. And there's an aching in my bones, a haunting in my soul. I lie awake to grow, and I'm too far gone. If ignorance is bliss, crown me queen of this. Turn the page and never read again. Rewrite those words, 'cause my mind's a pen. Don't you walk away from me. I'll try to chase you on my knees. But I can't be the one that you called on, 'cause I'm just too far gone. The aching in my bones, the haunting in my soul. I lie awake to go, I'm too far gone. So don't you walk away from me. I'll try, no, I'll try to chase you on my knees. Oh, but I can't be the one that you call on, 'cause I'm just too far gone. There's an aching in my bones and a haunting in my soul. I lie awake to grow, and I'm too far gone.
Oh, young.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, 'cause it's showtime!
Welcome to the news. What's that mean today?
breakfast.
It's
at
more
the
like a
brunch.
morning show.
And I'm ready for a brunch, snack, something by now, by 10 o'clock in the morning.
See if we can turn that speed down but a little bit more. Got to figure out why it's doing that.
How you doing? Good morning to you. Talk to me Tuesday.
I'm doing good.
Truth's Talking Taco Tuesday. We got Slick running board. We got Josh on sound. Bailey's in the house.
Hi.
It's a good Tuesday. I got to tell you, last night, fantastic show.
And before we go there, I got to do my DJ stuff.
Do your DJ.
I want to say
Shout out.
Shout out to. Okay, you want to?
No.
Your turn. Shout out.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay,
I'm
Shout
good.
out.
Who are you shouting out to?
That song that we played. You know the name of the song? Come on, I texted to you. You gotta know
Slick, what
this
was the name of
stuff.
that song? And that was brought to
That's
us by
Karen.
Too
Too
Far
Far
Gone.
Gone by Karen Phillips. Karen Perry Phillips. And we're going to load that up on CD Baby today.
That's a nice song. She's very Stevie Nicks sounding.
She does.
Fantastic voice.
She has 100 non-published songs.
Where is she based out of?
She's in Jacksonville right now.
Oh, close by.
And she's having an interesting journey, storyline and stuff that I'll fill you in later that I heard this morning. But the music is pure, and it's her music and her sound, and I'm going to tell you something.
It's a beautiful voice.
It is. I think we had a winner there.
Really, really nice voice. I look forward to hearing more of her songs.
We will. I'm going to
Are these originals that she has?
All original.
So we're going to be able to play them, put them out?
I'm trying to get her to interview. She's actually sung with some of the biggest names in showbiz.
Wow.
She's from Nashville. And she has that twang when she talks. But she's a superstar and she don't even know it yet. So we're going to make that happen. We're going to do a little set with her. We're going to put that music out there. I have plenty of stuff to pick from. But that's the one that, thank you to Governor Steve sent that to us.
Very nice.
And that's the one that I like. So
I like it a lot.
we're going to be playing a little bit of something with that.
Something, something. Good morning, everyone.
And then last night, we did the Lynn University Hour.
They were fantastic, I have to tell you.
I got to tell you something.
Just when you question the next generation, I have to tell you, they bring it.
They brought it. It was a beginning, a middle, and an end. It was fantastic. And they were nervous, and they still got up there and did it. So, kudos to them.
I give them a lot of credit because I remember the first time you said to me, do a show by yourself. I could not. I was so nervous. They did it. I was really, really impressed. They got up there, they did it, they delivered well and clear. Even those that are nervous who sit here today, fantastic show.
He was nervous, but
It was really good.
He showed his parents, your mom. You showed your mom.
Not easy to do. You
And
did
he
a great
says,
job.
Not bad. It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
I loved how you gave advice about coding and the program for Python and what if I knew then what I know now, it applies to every age.
I was impressed by the fact that he said if he had applied himself as a freshman and focus, he would be where he is today 100 times over. My cousin Daphne became an engineer. She went to college, came back the first day, and she says, I will see you guys in 4 years. And she locked herself in her apartment. And we didn't see Daphne for 4 years. And she became an engineer. And I gotta tell you, when I first met her, she was a model, and she in school didn't have a relationship. And she did it, and she's still an engineer in Atlanta. She's very well known. It's just amazing. I heard those words yesterday, and it was just ringing in my ears. And we had that meeting yesterday, right? When you're a freshman, you gotta back in to your career the way until you're a senior. So
Things change, but it was a great show.
it was.
4 totally different hosts, 4 totally different topics, deliveries, and a really nice packed hour.
And we did not rehearse any of it. Matter of fact, Josh had maybe 6 hours to load up and go because he was covering for somebody who could not make it. And the other 3, they just brung it. What am I going to talk about? I says, well, you're having a conversation. You tell us.
They did a great job. One of the girls who didn't make it called me very apologetic that she had a school exam last night and she couldn't make it. Could she come today? I go, we're booked the rest of the week. She was on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're booked the rest of the week. What people don't realize is it's an opportunity that does not always happen. So when the opportunity presents itself, do you take it or do you not take it? And therein lies the difference between those that do and those that don't get out of their comfort zone. And even Bailey's friend Bailey had him driving down to Pompano. we made it back in time. And I knew you were going to make it back just in time for the last segment, which is why I positioned it the way we did. And it was fantastic. He did a nice job.
Yeah, hopefully we weren't too late.
It was perfect
He
timing.
showed up.
Oh, that's good to hear because we almost thought we almost thought you were talking about a studio in Pompano.
I
We don't have a studio.
in Pompano.
That's what I thought. We thought it was Pompano. We got the wrong address.
It's all right, but you made it back in time, and it was all good.
And
It
thank
was
God.
good. And he closed out the show, and he spoke from the heart about
Yeah.
an intern that he did in Nicaragua.
Nice message.
And he worked with a community taking garbage and making paper that turned it into money. So he actually, you could feel that he was touched by what he learned, and it changed his life. So he has a different calling.
It was a nice message. It makes me think of what you tell me your dad always said. You can give a man a meal, or you can teach him to fish.
My dad didn't create that.
Yeah,
It
but
was Jesus in the Bible, but
you told me your dad always said that.
he always quoted the Bible with it.
I can't properly quote the Bible, so I will quote your father instead.
Well, you got to work your way out of anything. And the harder you work at it, the more it's going to reward you. And I just want to say good morning to
Slick. Slick's
Cranky
having a rough
Crackers.
morning.
What is wrong with him today?
Someone almost hit him in the parking lot. He's a little
It's
upset.
okay. Do you need a sandwich or something?
Taco Tuesday?
You sure? Everything good at home? How was work last night?
Need a mic?
You want to talk into the microphone, share a little bit of work? That's good.
Slick, would you like some tonic
He's got
water?
two.
Bailey, leave him alone. He's mad at you and your
Oh.
brother. Almost taking him out on the parking lot.
You shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at my brother.
He's his brother. What?
I'll just leave it for the show after. Like, I'm not.
Do you know that this morning I was coming out of O'Care, and when the car is parked on the wrong side, let's start there, and there's a truck coming, he's supposed to wait. You know that, right? If it's
Okay.
on his side. This guy almost took me out.
Let me explain something. Those are country club rules.
No,
And
this
only
isn't the
people
real
in
world.
country clubs
No, no,
understand
no.
country club parking on one side of the street rules of
Well,
etiquette.
that's one thing.
I don't know country club parking rules.
All right, forget about that. Suppose a guy is parked and there's only one way to get by, and the car is on the opposite traffic coming at you. There's a car parked there. The truck has to wait until you go by.
Well, that's common courtesy. They should wait
It's
until
not
you go
common
by.
courtesy, it's the law.
They should
When
wait.
you take your driver's test,
Really?
they ask you that question.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that option.
They ask me.
I think that's Country Club 101, Slick, is what I think that is.
Okay,
Learn how to
before-
yield to oncoming traffic.
A four-way stop.
Yes.
Do all four have to wait?
Yes.
Who goes first?
The first person that got to the
Who
stop.
goes second?
This next person.
Who goes third?
The third.
It's the same thing. If there's a double solid line, do you pass a car?
No.
Why?
You're not. It's the law.
And so it's the same thing with a car parked and two-way traffic. You're supposed to wait if the car is parked on your side.
I'm learning so much today.
And this guy, and you just got your license. And this guy, I keep going and I stopped because he came out to go around. He's like, and I looked at him and I put it in park and I crossed my shoulder, my arms. I said, what do you want to do now?
What are those old cranky country club guys?
No, it was a guy who had a
Slick.
business. Slick, am I wrong? Am I wrong to tell the guy to back up?
I don't know country club rules, but like I know like street rules. Like I felt like getting out of my car and telling him, "Why did you almost hit me?" and act like you never hit.
Freddie would have done that.
I would have chased
Literally.
him. Did I ever
That's
tell you
about
the
it.
time I chased a woman in the Bronx?
You
No.
did?
Yeah, she cut me off. I almost hit a barrier.
Oh,
And I
that-
chased her.
I know like
Oh, I thought you like physically chased her like
I know
on
around
foot.
my
car.
apartment complex I used to live up in Boston, some person cleaned up their like I'll say their driveway or the side of their street and somebody else parked there that was never supposed to park there. That person shot him.
Really?
Yeah. But the person didn't die, but like that person shot him.
Well, this
Like a
lady
warning shot.
cuts me off, and I get next to her, and I roll down my window, and I say, "Roll down your window." She
It
rolls
gets
it
pretty
down.
vicious.
And I said, you almost hit me, and you almost caused. And she says, "Too bad." She took off a slipper and threw it at me. I think I tell you this story.
I feel like we need autonomous driving. Well, I don't think right now there's a lot of people driving that are very tricky driving. We need some robot driving.
Hey, Slick, can you teach me how to drive?
It's-
Hard pass.
I took a new way into the studio today because of
really
that.
good. I'm not
Yeah.
driving. No.
I took a new way because you told me yesterday the
Yeah.
quickest way from point A to point B is a straight line. So I took a straight line
And you
this
got
morning.
here faster?
I think I got here faster. I got here less aggravated. Let's put it that way.
Straight line. So this woman bails out and she makes a left and I go after her, but I stay control. And the cops pulled us over, the two of us. And he says, we watched what happened. What was that? I said, this lady threw this at me. And he says, I saw that. Do you want to file charges? I said, yes. So they went, they took the lady out of the car, drivers and all that, and she's going crazy. And they told her, okay, turn around. They put the handcuffs on her. And I was an auxiliary. So I had my shield out. So the guy says, are you sure you want to press charges? I said, no, I don't want to press charges. I just want you to do what you're doing. He says, okay, get out of here.
I think you like fighting people in traffic.
Doing
You told
she
us the
almost
time that
killed
you
me.
got out on Military Trail in the middle of Delray and started fighting someone who cut you off.
That guy, yeah, because what he did was
That guy, yeah, that guy
he made a
too.
left, right? He was in the middle of the intersection. Nobody could move. And he almost hit every car that was going by. You can't do that. What's
You
the
can't
matter
do
with
that. So I hear that Elon Musk is
you? 44
Twitter.
billion later.
Yes.
buying a Twitter.
Yes.
Wait,
I love it.
you're serious? This is my first
He
time
bought
hearing
it
about
yesterday.
this.
There's an agreement in place. Now, what the hell is he going to do with a $44 billion hole?
That's a good question.
Well,
I love
it
it.
ain't worth that kind of money.
I
He's
love
got
it.
ideas, I'm sure.
No, but it wasn't worth that type of money. But like he put in proposals before because I've been watching Elon, but he basically he put in proposals before they denied it, and then this is the one that they accepted.
It's the
Yeah.
same proposal. They can't tell him how to run the business, but they didn't want the money. Now they're going to sell it for the money, and he's going to make free speech.
Yeah, and then he's
So,
about to allow a
who
lot of
blew
people.
up Twitter? Who was the one person that blew Twitter up?
Our great president.
Yeah, our great president.
Mr. Trump.
He's about to get back on. I'm telling you.
No, but he may be
Oh yeah, I've
in
heard
jail.
about that. I've heard.
He's about to get back.
So
on.
Twitter came out of even Snapchat
He was
is
just
bigger
fined,
than
what,
Twitter.
$10,000 a day?
Yeah. Even Snapchat is bigger than Twitter.
I gotta tell you though, Mr. Musk seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a reason why he's doing what he's doing, and we
Correct.
will find out why he's doing what he's
Oh,
doing.
I know what he's gonna
a lot
do.
of people think he's trying to like quality control like what people are thinking because he thinks of Twitter as like a town square, but I'm like he's just like a genius that made a company. Now he wants to go into space. Now he wants to own a major like Twitter. Like everybody kind of shuns Twitter because it's kind of like I'll say your last resort to find something out in the news. But
Do you tweet?
yeah, I tweet a lot.
You tweet?
Yeah.
You used to.
I watch the Mets.
I tweeted.
tweet.
Actually, I
tweet
never.
a ton.
Actually, no, I don't tweet.
I tweet a ton. All of a sudden, because he's made this platform bigger, now your thoughts are important. I got a text. I didn't show you this text. I was kind of afraid.
He wants to promote
freedom of
speech.
Well, somebody texted me in the middle of the night, and I thought it was a joke, and then I texted the next day. Everybody here knows this person, and I'll read it to you when I get a chance. And they said, you guys have become an influence, and they want me to talk about community independence, how to find food and energy and resources independently, and don't buy in to the game. And I found it really, really interesting. This is-
Independently of what?
of the game. In other
What's the
words,
game?
well, this is one of the things I'm not quite sure I understand, but you have to stand up for what's right, and you have to be independent
You're
in
thinking.
your thinking, and that's great to do, but sometimes it's difficult to do. But anyway, I'm going to show you the text, and then you try to explain, make heads or tails on this thing. But
I agree
what
with that.
amazed me.
I think people
Everybody
listen
agrees with it, but why me?
because people listen to you because you have
People
lived
listen
many
to me.
lives. You've been through many circumstances. We're not born with a silver spoon. You were not handed life the way was given to where you sit now. You've grown in business and life. You've lost in business and life, and then you get back up and you continue to go and give back and extend hope and opportunities to everyone that crosses your path. You don't discriminate from anyone. You give equal. We give opportunities to 150 students last week. 4 of them showed up yesterday. Bailey is 5th. This guy over here has been here for 3 days.
He said he had a light day yesterday, so we got to make it really
But
complicated.
you do not discriminate on the opportunities you give people. You give everybody chance and hope, and you give them that chance and opportunity to grow themselves, which is why you are the perfect person to receive that text.
Well, I was a little bit surprised that I received it, and I give people a chance because I remember growing up, chances taken away from me. You know, I including high school, I wasn't allowed to go to Bronx High School of Science, which was my main course for high school, and they gave it to a kid whose father worked for the Board of Ed, and we had the same everything. I had better grades, and they gave it to him. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget my mother's disappointment. You know, you don't want to disappoint your parents. But my mother was crying. She says, Freddie, don't worry about it. I says, Mom, I'm not the one crying. And I went to DeWitt Clinton High School, and the guidance counselor says what they did to you was outrageous. Maybe they were right. Maybe you were going to amount to nothing. He gave me a double negative. And when I graduated at NYU, I went straight to DeWitt Clinton High School, and I waited for 2 hours for him to come out with my degree. And I says, and this is what nothing looks like. He says, Freddie, I only was trying to motivate you. I says, well, pick your words back. And I did what I did. Ever since then, I believe you got to give people a chance.
Which is why you do what you do, which is why people text you, because you
Well-
inspire. Now, your delivery isn't always so cushiony soft like Charmin.
My delivery's no good, Slim? You
Your
don't like my
delivery is great, but your delivery is your delivery. And I like what you said to the crew yesterday. You sort of gave yourself a blanket disclaimer. My delivery is this, but I mean nothing personal by it. This is just who I am.
It's who
and
I
mean
am.
only the best. But you told everybody that. So the first time you come out with a
bomb?
adjective of the way you speak, you gave everyone a cushion of this is who you are, but you mean no harm by it.
I don't. I mean, you know, I played ball a long time, I coached a long time, and sometimes motivation is colorful.
So this morning, Slick, I'm over, we're turning everything on, I look in your sound booth and there's a screw and a washer. Same screw I find all the time, and every time I say to you it's the chair, and you tell me no, it's not. So again this morning, I say to Freddie, it's the chair, and as I go to pick up the chair, the leg falls out. It was 2 other screws that were loose. But I still don't know where that screw was from, but we will find it. Those same little screws.
They're probably from like the stand, because we screwed in all the stands, but for some reason the feet are still coming out.
How did you screw in the stands when I have all the screws?
What stand?
We screwed in Stan's foot.
the banners, but I have the screws.
I grabbed 3 screws the same day, and then
This was a little screw, but we'll show you. So we fixed the chair. Brady fixed the chair. Still didn't find the screw.
Well, I sort of fixed the chair.
Uh-oh.
I put the screw in as tight as I could, but that's not the right
I
tool.
don't know. I'll have Slick and Josh figure it
But
out.
you know, I gotta tell you, we put on the sounds this morning, and we balanced out the speakers, and my goodness gracious,
Sounds nice, right?
unbelievable, unbelievable. And then this morning at 6 o'clock, Karen was texting me because I guess she has a business, so she has a difficult time texting during the day, and she sent me some tracks, and
Nice.
my goodness gracious, unbelievable music.
Do you guys ever wake up and whatever you read seems to have messages? Then you read something else, same message. You read something else, and you know the message of the day is coming. So today was one of those days for me.
Well, it's a good day. It's
I
a
was
good day
reading
to do what you do.
I was reading an article about from the first rabbi that when we moved down here, who he then retired.
He's the first rabbi? He's not
the
a second?
He was the first rabbi we had here.
Oh.
Both another rabbi came and took over, and the struggles he's gone through with Parkinson's, and how there's always hope. And I want to actually reach out to the woman who wrote the article about him, because there are community resources here that no one should ever have to suffer. For singing, it made me think of Bree, who works with different people, for singing and through dance, even with Parkinson's disease, to give them community and help, and how important that is. So that was Article 1. Article 2, I was reading about a woman who's created a non-toxic skincare line, and and the website it talks about the about. Well, her about took me about a half hour to read, and how she was on the top of her game in the entertainment industry and got a horrible diagnosis of lupus. And she gained 100 pounds, and she was so sick and down on her luck when she was at the top of her game, and how she prayed to God to say, God, show me my authentic self when she was at the top of her game, and yet this is what was presented to her. And she ended up coming full circle and having a lot of alternative healing, getting her life and her health back, and created a toxin-free skincare line. So I'm going to see if we can reach out to her, because what people don't realize, if you have autoimmune disease, everything you put on your body,
Hurts.
in your organs, on your skin is your largest organ, you absorb it, which throws you into just chaos. So we don't realize what we're putting on our bodies. You don't realize that diabetes and thyroid disease and lupus and all these connective tissue disorders, that even just putting lotions on your skin can put you into dry skin and inflammation, and everyone tells you there's nothing wrong with you, but yet you know your body is off. Another story about hope and perseverance, and then you tell me this text you got. And it seems this is the message of today, is that you keep faith and you find hope in everything. And there is a greater God, if you can find that silver lining to where you sit.
It's all about advance, grow. You know, things do break. We break down. You got to fix it one breath at a time.
Imagine gaining 100 pounds because of your medications,
I've seen it.
right? And what that does to your psyche. Forget your health, your psyche of when you used to be a beautiful fashion model, and here you sit with this debilitating disease, and now she helps others with the skincare line.
Well, we definitely should reach out and see what we can
And
do.
how you should be judgment free, because you never know what somebody else.
I tell you,
is dealing
judgment
with.
is a jigsaw puzzle word.
But this was the message of my morning. So by 7 o'clock, I'm reading everything. I got to get in the shower because I was just engrossed in the messages that came forward this morning.
Now, are you guys superstitious? A little bit?
Have you not
A little
changed your
bit.
underwear since the Mets started?
I'm gonna tell you something.
I get a little
Sucks.
I can get a little superstitious here and there.
Okay, last night I go home and the Mets are playing the St. Louis Cardinals, who happen to be a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mets and the two pitchers on the mound are pitching gems,
Yeah.
BBs. The Cardinals take the lead 2-0 in the bottom of the eighth. Now you know there's only 9 innings in the game. The Mets come up, first 2 outs. So they need one more out for the Cardinals to win the game. Make that time. And then the St. Louis Cardinals brag that their infielders have Gold Glove winners. You know what a Gold Glove winner is? It means they don't make any errors.
Okay.
The third baseman, who came from the Rockies, is a 9-time Gold Glove winner. He has 9 gloves, saying he's the best in the game that particular year. And they hit a ground ball to him. Tough play. I don't know where he went. It's like God said, "Thou shalt not see." And he took 6 steps to throw the ball. He throws it into the stands. So now the tying run and the winning run is second and third. And they play this over and over again because everybody's saying, what just happened? How does this happen to... And their whole infield are Gold Glove winners. Okay, so then they go on, and this lefty has 2 strikes on him, and he hits a hot shot down to another Gold Glove winner at first base. He feels it by throwing himself on the ground, takes it on his pants, sitting down. He throws it to the pitcher, who's supposed to cover first base. The pitcher had a brain fart, and he doesn't cover. So the
You're
Mets.
thinking, what am I watching, right?
So the Mets go ahead. They're winning 3-2 now. What am I watching?
You're
I'm
thinking this is
screaming in the
craziness,
bathroom
right?
into a pillow because it's like midnight, and I'm like, what just happened? What is going on here? And so they brought in another pitcher.
Yeah.
The very first pitch from that new pitcher, the Met guy hits a home run down the right field line. So the Mets win 5-2.
It's like God was in this alignment with them to say, oh.
I didn't sleep for an hour. I watched the game at the end over and over. I'm trying to figure out what the hell just happened here. So I'm reading all the articles in the morning. Writers are like, and they all started out with, what just happened? So are you superstitious? So the Met players get superstitious. Nobody wants to change their socks.
No one's taking a shower. from
Nobody's
last
taking a
night.
show. And all smiles
What
because
were
they
you wearing
dodged
last
them.
night when you were watching the game?
I had pajama top and
You gonna wear it again tonight?
all the time.
I'm
But I
surprised
got-
you didn't come in wearing
But
it.
I am so I mean, we had just done the Lynn University hours, so I was on a high then.
Yeah.
And to watch this game for eight innings and they're losing, I turned it off because I'm superstitious now. I believe that when I don't watch them, they win. What is wrong with me?
This is sports in general. Are you a big sports guy, Josh?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite team? Don't tell me the Marlins.
I'm a Philly guy,
Philly.
so
Yeah.
I'll see you Sunday.
Oh, you and me.
Sunday night, yeah.
Me and you. We got a and you got a bomb squad.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Don't
but-
worry about that. This is a long year. When you
Yeah.
have that much talent on the team,
Mhm.
they're sort of feeling each other out right now.
He's a
That
Philly. Are you
Philly-
from Philly?
No, it's just like the team I chose when I was a kid kind of thing, and I always just grew up watching them.
The
Have you
Phillies.
seen the tattoo on his arm?
What's to say, Phillies?
No, it's big music or music stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Zeppelin.
That one must have hurt.
This one, yeah.
In between the muscles,
You're
oh my
nuts,
god,
you're nuts.
pain.
I can't believe you haven't asked him to bring his guitar in.
We will.
You should.
I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna have him play guitar with our new singer. Wait till we do this. But the Phillies have a fantastic team. As a matter of fact, I'm afraid of the Phillies because the Phillies they're beginning to roll now. They won a few games, right?
Yeah, but our bullpen's terrible.
You're never gonna have a good bullpen.
Yeah, I know.
So you're gonna have your starters go, and your hitters, but they got a lineup. It's like murderers row. 1 through 8 are like forget about. They're all stars. I can't stand your manager. Never liked him. Never liked him. So it's gonna be the Mets, the Phillies, and the Braves, baby. And the Marlins aren't bad.
The Marlins
Slick.
will be coming
Marlins
up,
are
is what
really
I'm
good.
going to say.
I'm gonna give you a bell. Where the hell did that team come from?
I told you to draft over to the winning team.
They got hell of a pitching staff. Is
Yeah.
what's going on with the Marlins.
You know.
In the beginning of the season, the pitchers dominate because it takes a little bit of weather and the bats to warm up. But it's going to be fun watching this thing. Every series is crazy.
You love baseball.
Man, I'm a diehard baseball.
You are a diehard baseball.
If I could afford it, I'd fly to see the Mets play. I would go to every game up to New York.
Do they ever play down here?
Yeah, they play the Marlins.
When?
Kenny Love invited me to,
You should go.
to do a booth. I said, Kenny, let's get together and we'll buy a
I
booth
thought so. You were going to do
and
that.
take everybody. You ever been to a booth in a baseball game?
No.
If you bring a book, there will be a war.
No
Women
book.
always bring books to a baseball game.
No books.
And Skybox. What do you
No,
think?
I bring my
Would you
antenna
go?
to yes.
You would go?
Okay, well, it's Mets Marlins,
You said Kenny Love, so like
of course.
He's a Mets fan.
I know he's a Mets fan, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Why?
Might
You
have to.
dress up in your Marlin gear,
Slick's
put
a
on my
Marlin
Met
guy.
gear.
Yeah.
I can tell you, the Marlins Stadium is amazing. I've been there once when I guess it first opened.
Yeah,
With the roof that retracts, really awesome.
it's nice.
It is nice.
I've been there for the power showcase. It was nice. Like they brought people from Venezuela, Brazil, to hit home runs, pitch.
Me and Freddie got to see a game at the first base side. Remember the game where the pitcher threw it behind his back? We went to that game. Forget his name. Now I got to tell you something about Marlin Stadium.
Yeah?
Now that he's a Philly fan, every game in that division playing the Marlins is going to be fun to watch. I may start watching Marlin baseball.
Really?
Do you know why?
Why?
Our commercial plays during the game. Did you know that?
I did not, but I know it plays on sports a lot.
I was watching the Marlins play the Reds, and the freaking commercial came up. I rewound it like 15 times. Because our commercial plays on FSNY, whatever that is.
Very cool. I have to ask you, before we go to commercial break, did the boys like Disney World?
Haven't heard.
Really?
Gio was locked down working on the WNN website, so he wasn't taking the phone. And Freddie, I mean, they sent me a goodbye in the morning. You know, they showed me a video of them leaving.
That was it?
I don't know. I don't know if it was good, better, or indifferent.
I'm sure it was good. How could it not be good? First time in Disney World? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, you better hurry up and go to Disney because they're moving to Texas.
What do you mean?
Oh, you haven't heard?
Oh, because of the craziness that's going on in the state of Florida?
I don't think they're gonna pack up all of the Disney.
You know that Disney has a city underground.
Yes.
There's a city underground. I think it goes 6 layers.
That runs everything.
That runs
Really?
everything, yeah. They do all. That's why you never see employees on the top. They're all underground, and they have trolleys. And
Wowee.
it's unbelievable complex. That's the only reason I could see Disney staying. Everything else is movable. They could take down the Giant Kingdom thing and move it and build it in Texas.
No, everything would have to be totally rebuilt and
They
redone.
can do it. Have you seen Arlington baseball field, the where the Rangers play in Texas? Holy smokes! Have you seen where the Houston Astros?
Well,
play?
Texas has got plenty of land to do it, but
These are monstrosities.
this great governor of ours, man, can you even imagine that?
Oh, they go to war. Did you see the Dallas Cowboys football stadium? It's the biggest stadium, and I think in the
It's
major of
beautiful.
everything, right? Holds 120,000
You know
people.
what they say?
It's the TV screen.
Everything in Texas is bigger.
Everything's
Like-
bigger in Texas.
I look at the women. I can see
The
that.
stadium that's better, like the
I have big
SoFi
hair.
Stadium.
What's the SoFi stadium?
That's what is it? The Rams.
Is
LA
it?
Rams, yeah.
The Rams?
SoFi
Why is
Stadium
it
is
better?
like it's more interactive.
Really?
With the fans.
What about the
but
the Vegas Raiders? What about that new
I don't
stadium?
think
You
It's
seen
nice.
that thing?
Yeah.
It goes on the ground and another field comes up.
That's nuts.
It's nuts. So that when the grass wears out, they take it out and another field comes up and they put it on to get beautiful.
To get beautiful.
What do you guys think about what's going on with Disney and the laws here in Florida? I know, Slick, you watch the news every morning, so I know you're well versed on
I
it.
just feel like Disney, there should be some regulations in Disney because they can really, literally have their own country within a state, or like their own laws within a state. So there should be some rules, but like, I feel like DeSantis and Disney should come to a reasonable agreement instead of saying, hey, I want to own a piece of Disney, I want a piece of the action, and I want to raise you guys' taxes. So
Well,
I feel
it
like-
started over the Don't Say Gay bill.
That's the whole crux of the
The
problem.
crux is the don't, right. You see New York, they're totally going the opposite way. They're putting on billboards that just say gay all over it.
You know, the funny thing is that Disney was given the right to be its own country because of the former governor. They gave them the right. Disney brought a lot of jobs and opportunities.
They have to be the biggest employer in Florida.
The biggest.
They have to be.
And they put so much money into Florida that now DeSantis' ego, this is the problem I have, his ego is taking this thing to another level. Yeah, Disney has a right to say what they feel. If they feel that what is being said is wrong, why DeSantis is afraid of a little competition?
But then I guess DeSantis says, well, then you're going to have to ask for a permit for every time you build a new structure in Disney World.
Because you don't like what I said. What kind of stupidity is that?
But that seems to be, if you don't like what I said, you're going to fight me, then we're going to fight you and all the growth you're trying to do. Meanwhile, they're bettering the state by employing diversity and bringing jobs and bringing families together in community. And what we've said, hope, happiness, faith, and some fun.
Instead of saying, you know, you're entitled to your opinion and I respect that, let's move on. No, I'm going to spank you, take you to court and everything else.
But you think of the diversity, though, of employees in Disney World, the diversity of families that come through those gates every day.
Well, they support the state.
So Disney can't support what DeSantis says. As a corporation, they could never support this bill.
Well, I think DeSantis, listen, I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want people texting me and they get mad at me and everything else. Everybody's entitled to your opinion. Good,
But
better,
Disney
and
has to support their employees, or they would not
course.
be.
There wouldn't be Disney.
Exactly. They have to support the diversity of every person that walks through those doors.
You gotta sort of have an agreement to disagree. That's what you gotta have. And if you don't have that agreement, then you have is chaos. And you don't want to do that either. And you know, I mean, if you look at some of the things that are going on around the world, did you see the latest and greatest now in the war in Ukraine?
Yeah, I see. What didn't Cole do? The top 10 happiest countries,
Which
and
is
Sweden and Finland are thinking of joining NATO.
they are joining NATO. So the problem we have now is that the 40 countries are meeting in Germany next week. And the game has changed because all of a sudden Putin is feeling
Mhm.
agitated. So he's threatening World War III.
Which he's been doing from the beginning.
Well, the problem is that even though he's winning, he's losing. They really went berserk yesterday, killing tons of soldiers. And I mean,
It's horrible.
the Russians just went berserk. But the game is going to change because if he can do it there, he can do it everywhere. And that's the message they send him. And either he stops being stupid. I mean, you don't have a world power being this stupid. This is just criminal now. And if you don't stop the crime, so now the 40 countries, even people in this country says, listen, if we gotta go, we gotta go. But we ain't gonna live like this.
All the surrounding countries are afraid now he's going to do the same thing to them. So now they're all joining forces, which in effect is nice to have a greater worldwide peace if they can all come together and actually stop this situation.
Well, you know, you can't have mass killings either. You can't be in Kentucky in a lighthouse and shoot people because you don't agree with what's going on. And what's the difference between that and this? Except in his world, it's even more volatile. And I don't understand why the president and congressman of the United States, if you go on a secret mission to NATO, to Ukraine, it's a secret freaking mission. Why are you telling the people, I am on a secret mission? I am here where I'm not supposed to
But
be
there's
here.
got to be a reason. They did it.
They're putting salt in the wound and telling the man that his stupidity is stupid. But you know something? Don't be dumb. Stop saying so they blew up all the trains, all the railways were blown up yesterday, like 50 of them, train stations, so that you can't bring stuff in via rail. What do you think is going to happen? You know how you find out the most things about this war? You watch CNN, and they'll tell you where all the soldiers are.
Meanwhile, what happened to that whole CNN platform? It started and then not so much. Can you imagine?
They shut it down.
What was it, 90 days or something?
Not even 30 days because only 10,000 people joined.
What is it?
That
Was
weird,
it?
that weird Twitter
CNN
platform.
Plus?
Yeah, they've been pumping like this weird social media. Like they pump it on MSNBC and CNN. They're like,
It's a
Elon
video
Musk.
platform.
Yeah,
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and it's kind of run or is made by like I'll say an older generation that's like, of course you want to get rid of these other platforms, but like, who says your news is gonna be always correct?
Do you pay for Netflix?
No, I have
You
another
have
person's
Peacock?
account. No, I have Peacock too, but I pay
Don't
for
say
mine.
that other thing you said. Don't say that. They're cracking down on that.
Netflix.
So all of a
down
sudden,
billions of dollars.
200 million subscribers
Yep.
are gone. Wow. Talk about taking a dump on the market. My goodness gracious. No pamper way this way.
It's interesting though, because you think it's not a lot of money a month.
I'd rather go to the movies.
But you can't even get a movie ticket for what you would spend a month for Netflix.
Correct.
I can get 2 tickets for what Netflix is charging per month.
How much you pay for a movie ticket?
$23 for
Well,
2
Netflix-
tickets.
Okay, but Netflix is only at $12.99 a month.
And if I use my AARP, $18.
But still, it's $12.99 a month. You're paying $18 a week.
I know
So
that.
Netflix is still more cost effective for people.
No, it's not.
Why? $12.99 a month, versus $20 a week for you.
You
So
know
you're
what
spending-
you remind me of, guys?
You're spending between $80 and $100 a month for the movies versus staying home for
Okay.
$12.99.
All right, I'm gonna follow the bouncing board here. So when you get married, you tell people to go in virtually for $10 and say, "Hi, we're married," or do you have the festivities? Do you have the whole pomp and circumstances? Do you walk down the aisle?
You could do a little of both, no?
No. When you have a wedding, you invite people. You spend
I don't mean the
thousands and
wedding, I mean
thousands
the
of
movies.
dollars.
Yes, I know. I'm in the middle of that whole thing now. The whole conversation, yes. Plus
But you do
fun,
it.
all of it.
But you do it.
But you do it.
Why?
Because that's what the kids want.
Why?
That's what they want.
Because they want the pomp and circumstances.
Yes.
Right? In my world, my pomp and circumstance is the movie.
You know what's interesting though on the wedding situation? There are people that got married during COVID in the seclusion of their home. And they're very happy that they did not have pomp and circumstance. I have to tell you. I haven't seen anyone that has been like, oh man, I really missed that big wedding.
We'll wait a 7-year itch and see how many get divorced.
Well, that would just be
Oh.
marriage in general.
Right. And divorce is through the roof.
What do you think, Slick, about what's going on with the Stoneman Douglas trial?
I wasn't keeping up with that.
It may have to go through a whole new jury selection
Why? You can't find anybody who's unbiased. They may have to move it out of state.
because people that they're interviewing, this jury pool is saying, you know what? We can't really say we're going to govern that of the law. We can't say
They want him executed.
they're not going to those details, but they're having a hard time because there are 11 jurors right now, not jurors, but within the pool saying, we can't say we will follow the rules of the law.
3 things. Execution, which Florida has, correct? In jail for the rest of your life. Or he was nuts, and then you gotta treat him to make him better. Do you know that if you think the guy that shot Reagan was released because he wasn't considered a threat to society? When they put you down on craziness, if you heal insanity. So I think it's about execution versus jail.
Jail. The trial hasn't even begun because they have not picked a jury. I don't know how they're going to pick a local jury without a change of
They're
venue.
gonna put this guy in Gen Pop. What do you think is gonna happen anyway?
I can't, well, I don't want to say anything because what we found out this weekend is that we have freedom of speech on our platform, but that doesn't mean there's freedom of no consequences on our platforms.
There's freedom of speech, but not freedom of content. How's that?
Yeah.
How can you tell me that I can put up as a media provider, a media production company, somebody does a show and it's called,
Did you find out who it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
and they are entitled to give their opinion based on fact, not fact, whatever they see. And they took the show down, and they warned me not to put that kind of content up. But I don't understand. I'm a media provider. It isn't me saying it. It are people who are paying to say it.
To that point, though, we have other shows that we've been warned about, and we put it on their platforms, not ours, because of that very reason.
And they don't take them down.
But whether they do or they don't, that's on them. It does not represent you as a company. You don't know that's true.
I know it's true. Are you kidding? I can show you the differences. I still follow the numbers.
But the controversy on the two different platforms is different. Two totally sides of the spectrum.
Slick did a show about real estate.
Yes, we're doing
Suppose
that again today, actually.
Facebook says they don't want that. On Slick's show, because his numbers are smaller, they may let it go. But on our platform, I get spanked because I'm supposedly, allegedly more diverse.
But that's why we have our own platform and other shows. We may need to start thinking about different ways to distribute.
That
because of
show
that.
was months ago. It wasn't yesterday.
I guess the bots had a long time figuring out having to watch all the shows. I don't know, going through content.
Or YouTube doesn't have people adequate number. It's like the IRS. Oh, if you get a letter from the IRS, I'll tell you right now, if you're expecting a refund, you ain't getting it this year.
I don't think that's true.
So the letter's going out today. They don't have the manpower.
They do not have the manpower. If you're good at math,
I'm great at math.
you should go work for the IRS.
No.
You got great government benefits.
Absolutely
You got a
not.
pension fund.
I'm allergic to the IRS. But they do a bang up job. I mean, I don't know how we're sending all these countries a lot of billions and billions and millions and billions of dollars. So it's one of them things.
One of those things. Ready to wrap it up? I think we've got Fuego 2.0 coming in today.
I don't know. Did you hear from me?
I did not. And tomorrow we do have a networking event, 8 o'clock for Fuego, sponsored by the
We gotta
Working
be
Cafe
there at
Show.
8.
Gotta be there at 8.
So I gotta leave at 7 because I have no idea where I'm going.
We gotta check it out. Really? It's gonna be one of those mornings again?
I'm gonna be
It's closer
Christopher
than
Columbus
Doral,
looking for America.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. We're actually bringing on Slick's guest from last week on real estate and purchasing a home when you're in that millennial mindset. First-time home buyers,
He's
what
not
it's
a
like.
millennial.
Yeah, he
What
is.
He's what's the next group up?
I'm a baby boomer.
Baby boomer.
No, he's no,
No,
you're
no,
the baby
it's-
boomer.
Yeah.
No, the generation before is Gen X, and then
And
before that is boomers.
No, when you go one up.
Gen X?
Z.
Gen Z?
Yeah.
You're Gen Z.
Slick's not.
You've
I think he's
aged out.
millennial.
You've aged out.
You don't
I
change.
dated Gen Zs. I don't know. I'm good.
You have?
Yeah. I'm good. That is not
He's
my
dated
generation
cougars?
to touch. I'm sorry.
No, you dated cougars.
He's mature. You know how you know? When he said the reason it's called an accident is because it's an accident. That is such a dad thing. All I can say. All right. Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the morning show. As I go now to fill my mug, which is completely empty, I'm coffee out.
Your cup runneth over.
No, company dry.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Tune in for all of our other morning shows coming from Ant Media Productions and then our afternoon show at 12 o'clock.
And always join us for more fun and laughs because, your day starts when you smile.
Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.